Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel as Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back again with another video for you guys. And today we have House of the Dragon Season 1 Episode 2, the Rogue Prince review here for you guys. You guys have not seen my first episode review. I'll have that link down in the description below, and I will also have it at the end of the video here in the end card. And I absolutely love the pilot. Like a lot of critics here, it was rated very well. The pilot garnered almost 10 million views, which was absolutely insane. It's already been renewed for season 2, which is great to see here. And the one question that I had coming into this episode is, how are they going to build upon such a great pilot here? And a lot of questions I had got answered, as well as a lot of questions that are new now after this episode. So the main focus in this entire episode I thought was going to be on Daemon Targaryen, as he is nicknamed the Rogue Prince. But it really focuses on the majority, especially in the first half, of finding King Viserys a new wife. We find in the first episode, of course, his wife and child, of course, the demise of both of them, which was very sad to see. And you see the heartbreak and grief that him and his daughter Rhaenyra are feeling from that. And you're just trying to figure out who is going to be the next person in line for his wife, because he has a duty as the king to keep producing and keep bringing on heirs. And you see this complication here of who he is going to have to take as his new wife. That's a main point in this episode here. We also see the tensions early on between Corlys and King Viserys here. We see how in the opening that the free people here are causing destruction and problems with the people with the ships here. Of course, Corlys being the master of ships here, and he's asking, what are we going to do about this? This is a big issue. And, King Viserys is like, we don't want to go to war with anyone. But Corlys and him, are just kind of butting heads at this point. And we see, Hightower, of course, trying to back the king at this point. And really leads into where Corlys and Viserys' relationship is going to go towards the end of the episode. We see here how, of course, like I mentioned, the wife being such a big thing. And we see the connection sort of, or the building of conversation between Alicent Hightower and, of course, King Viserys, which happened last episode. Otto sort of trying to set this up, and it's kind of crazy to see. But even crazier to see was the asking here of Rhaenyra and Corlys' daughter here, which we see in the show is way too young. But of course, times were different back then, but still, just, it's so creepy to see. And I was very glad to see that King Viserys at least has some morals here, and they want to have them marry, of course, to keep the strong bloodline, the two Valyrian bloodlines, of course, House Valyrian and House Targaryen here. But of course, King Viserys is like, yeah, she is just too young for me. I'm not going to go on with that. And we see in a shocking turn of event here, not really shocking to me, but shocking to everyone else there, that he's not going to take Corlys and Rhaenyra' daughter, but instead wants to marry Alicent Hightower here. And we see just the utter shock and despair and sadness, and just, like I said, fear on the face of Rhaenyra as this is announced. And this is her best friend, and she just doesn't know what to do at this point, and she's just kind of lost, and feels so bad for her. And it's just a crazy turn of events that we see, how shocked and just how sunken she is from this news. But as we have talked about the first half of the episode, now here in the second half of the episode, this is where we mainly get the Rogue Prince, Daemon Targaryen. We see how he has gone off and on the Dragonstone. He's trying to marry another woman here and taking a dragon egg here. And we see how this just infuriates the king. And of course, he wants to go and confront him, and he's still causing all these issues. That's why they didn't want Daemon to be the heir to the Iron Throne to start with, because of all the issues that he has and problems that he brings. But we see here how Otto Hightower, of course, goes with the Kingsguard and a few other soldiers here, and that also brings the point of Sir Criston Cole. He gets appointed as a Kingsguard from Rhaenyra here at the start of the episode, which I think he's going to play a big role in the show, As I said before in the first episode, I have not really read too much into the source material. I really want to go into this blind and be shocked to see what happens here. So that was something that was really interesting to see. I think he's going to play a big role in the Kingsguard, of course, and them kind of confronting Daemon here. And we see the huge dragon that he has, which is amazing to see. And of course, who's there to save the day? Rhaenyra comes in with her own dragon and getting the dragon egg back without having any conflict here, but there's still tension. You can see just the tension building in this episode from who's going to be the heir and where it's going to come from that. I do know that the premises of House of the Dragon is the civil war between the Targaryens, and you can just see that they're building this foundation in this episode here. I think that this episode was, a solid episode, and it was really building on that point. And at the end of the episode, we get to see how, Corlys is really pissed at King Viserys because of him not going to war with the Free People because of what they're doing, and also him not picking his daughter to be the one who he marries next. And he starts conspiring here with Daemon Targaryen here, and they're now going to have this big plan, which I'm very interested to see how that's going to go in the next episode. So that's basically it for the House of the Dragon episode 2 here. I think it was a solid episode, definitely a little bit of a step down from the pilot. I would say like an 8.5 out of 10 would be my rating for this episode. Still a really good episode, still keeps me intrigued, and I really want to know what's going to happen next week. It's going to be really, really great to see. Let me know down below in the comment section your favorite moment from this episode, or a question that you have moving forward with House of the Dragon. Can't wait to see what you guys have to say about it. And hopefully you guys will be able to join me next week for episode number 3. Take care, everyone, and peace out.